Like we had, remember the old cat from Columbus, Ohio? Yep. He had his son. His son looked just like Sam Cooke, could sing like him too. So he was like a Sam Cooke impersonator. And he said in the video, he said, I thought I knew everything until I ran into the elders of GMS and I had to come up under their wing. And you know what happened? After a while, he was like, look, you guys are going off. So he got kicked out right at the studio, man. Mm-hmm. Because what was he? He was an old wine bottle. Mm-hmm. So when we put that new wine was put into him, what happened? After a while, it took a couple of years, but it started springing leaks, man. So he was unprofitable, you know?
Yep, I got the scripture for you. The book of Matthew 9:17, it says, neither do men put, and by the way, these are the words of Yahweh Shai. If you have a red Bible, you'll see these words in red. It says, neither do men put new wine into old bottles. And that Gadite from Detroit, that's what he was. He was an old bottle. And this knowledge is the new wine. And you don't put new wine into old bottles. Else the bottles break. And that's what happened. The bottle broke. And the wine runneth out. And if you watch this guy, sometime he'd be out there speaking, he'd be saying all kind of crazy madness, man. He's like...
on a personal level, I ain't got nothing against you because,
right.
Every time you came up, you were cool with us.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, I mean, we ain't cursing you out and F you and this and that. We'll say that because you doing what you're doing, but
right.
Y'all never did anything that was out of order to me, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's this is spiritual. I mean, you could take it personal.
This ain't personal. This is business,
This is spiritual business, man, you know? Hey, when case in point, when we always discuss about that, Samuel. Now, Samuel, when he was alive, he loved Saul, you know? And he cried for Saul. But then when he went back to the spirit world and Saul consulted him, and he finally got in touch. Saul finally got in touch with Samuel. Samuel wasn't buddy-buddy with Saul. Samuel gave him the...
First of all, he was mad because you woke him up from that sleep.
Thank you. Right.
He said, why didst thou disquietest me out of my sleep?
Khan.
And then he said, I received no visions or prophets or, you know.
Yeah.
And I need somebody to tell me what, I'm paraphrasing. And he gave him one last... prophecy. He prophesied from the grave. He said, look, you're going to fight. He said, my question is, am I going to win that? No, you're going to lose that war. And you're going to die on the battlefield. You know?
Yeah, first of all, he had to go back into that body. Because the scriptures say when...
He didn't go back in the body. It was actual... She saw it.
The old mantle. She said, an old man?
But she saw it. She saw it. She saw it. There was a witch of Endor. She saw, I see a man. She saw it. They didn't see it, man.
Okay,
you know?
Con. Yeah, well, the point is he was pissed off, like you said. He was pissed off, and he gave it to Samuel. I'm sorry, he gave it to Saul straightforward. He
gave it to him raw like sushi.
He gave it to him raw like sushi. He didn't. Now, when he was in the body, he was all cool with him. Hey, when he came to give him that message, he was cold, man.
And that's why we ain't cool with you,
hey,
Lahab. You know?
That's it.
We come in the spirit of Samuel, all right? Anytime we get on you, that's Samuel talking. I'm just joking, man. Don't get, hey, Samuel, they think they got power over Samuel. They can summon Samuel up. No, I ain't saying that, man. You know?
Yeah. Reading on, back in the scripture, it says, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish.
I'm gonna say this like I'm gonna say it in the spirit of Arya when he said, "I'm so glad the Comforter is finally here." Well, I'm gonna say this: I'm so glad I'm not on the other end of this class.
Yeah. The whip is definitely out. The whip is cracking, man, with the metal shavings at the end.
See, you guys are getting slayed like the beginning of the movie, the new one, but Thunderdome. What's the movie what's the new one? Mad Max Fury Road. Hey, man, that first scene. Hey, man, when they went out there, that was some horrific shit, man. And that's y'all.
check it out.
But y'all are the ones that are getting killed in the spirit.
Which is worse than the fleshly. A lot of you look at a fleshly ass whooping. You know, these guys show you a carnal. They look at a fleshly ass whooping as the end all be all of getting an ass whooping. No, a spiritual ass whooping is worse than the flesh. As it is written, a wounded spirit, who can bear? All right, so there you go. It says, else the bottles break and the wine runneth out and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. And when we, all of us in here, when we came into truth, we were young men. You know, you're looking at us, we got the grays, but if you call us old men, but we were once young men, just like you guys. All right? Not a lick of gray. And the videos are still circulating. They're out there if you were able to find them. All right? Reading on, it says, while he spake these things unto them, behold, there came... No, is that it? No, there's one more verse. No man putteth a piece of new cloth unto an old garment. For that which is put in to fill it up, taketh from the garment, and the rent is made worse.
Right. Yeah, because the old garment around a new piece of cloth eventually keeps decaying.
Yeah.
You know?
And I guess they did that back then. Yeah. You know, you had a guy who had his favorite garment, and he wasn't about to give it up. It was an old garment, but it fit him perfectly, you know, the way it fell upon his body. He said, man, I ain't ready to toss this garment away. So the garment started ripping. He said, you know what? I'm going to get me a new piece of cloth and try to sew it onto the old garment.
Yeah, because the new cloth is good and firm. The old cloth is withering away.
Yeah.
So when you put that on there, it makes the garment worse.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. All right, this is 2 Peter. That's what the Lord said, seek ye the Lord in the days of thy youth. You know? 2 Peter. Now, not saying that you won't have brothers that are older that won't get into this, but it's very rare that you see an older brother get into this, because in their mind they're already set in their ways that they're older than you. You know, you can't tell them nothing. You know, you can't show them anything, and they're already set in their ways.
Yeah, we got older members in the we got the older brother up in Boston. That brother's old, man. He got to be into his 60s, you know, and it's fully gray. He looks like Yahweh Shai, you know. And he goes out there. Now, Boston is cold. Me and you, we know about it. We used to live in Boston. And he's out there. So what excuse does Baloo have? And the dude is an old dude, man. You know, but he's out there with them Boston brothers, with the brothers up in Boston.
Yeah, the brother behind the camera also.
He's an older dude, right? He's an older dude. You don't see him because he's behind the camera.
Yeah, there's a brother out in Chicago. He's a little older. He's not really that much older than us. He's a little older than us. You know, he's around out there in Chicago, and I'm sure there's others elsewhere that watch. But this is 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, and that's what's happening now, who privately, meaning secretly, shall bring in damnable heresies. You know, so this thing, this flat earth thing has been going on behind the scenes unchecked for a little bit. That's why so many guys were smitten by it. You know, so it said they shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them. Because by you teaching anything else than what the scriptures teach, you're pretty much denying Yahweh Shai that bought you. Because you're looking to another philosophy, another doctrine. You know, you're looking to another husband. It says that bought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And that swift destruction just means that. You know, like you had this Seattle snake, you know, he came to the camp, the main camp years ago. Then he went out to the Seattle camp. He committed adultery, one of the guys, woman out there. Then he got kicked out of there. He went with Zabak, committed adultery with somebody in Zabak's camp. Then he got kicked out of there. I think he went somewhere else. The guy was putting him up, and he committed adultery with the guy's woman, you know. And eventually what happened? The Lord got tired of his ass and threw his ass off a 5-story building, and he landed, broke his spine, and punctured one of his lungs. and they attached him back together after 7 hours. And people on the comment board saying, pray for his lower extremities to work. His lower extremities is what got him in that position. He took his, yeah. This is recently.
Oh wow, you gotta give me the information. Hey man, you couldn't keep your pecker in your pocket, man. You know that's hey. The Most High said, You got a problem with popping all these men's wives, man. So I'm gonna put a stop to that, man. That's truly judgment, man. And that puts fear in your heart, man. That puts fear in your heart, you know? Because if the Most High was to heal him, he'll go back and do it again.
He'll go and do it again.
That's judgment. That's called judgment, man.
Yeah.
Most High ain't playing, man. Hey, I'm going to show you something else about the old new wine in old bottles and not to take a new cloth and put it on an old garment. This right here, and I got on this guy's comment board. He was under another name, but I think he took that down altogether. But you know me, I'll go on a comment board and I'll put one comment and they'll start a damn riot, a commentary riot up in there, man. And we are known for doing that, you know. And we do that because it's fun. I like doing things like that. Because the scriptures speak about stirring up your pure minds, all right? It says, this is the name of the site is the Tribe of Judah Teach. And he's got a nice looking what is it? Antiseptic looking site. Everything's all crisp and the picture's all right. You know, everything is all, the production is, you know, on point. The Tribe of Judah Teach, right? He put this up in August 16 of 2013. This is the title, right? It says Cornelius the Israelite full breakdown. So he's breaking down once and for all that Cornelius is an Israelite, right? Got over 17,000 views, 220 thumbs up, 23 thumbs down, and all kind of people praising. I'm so glad you did this video to blah, blah, blah. Now, let's jump forward to, and it's the same guy. This is under David Dancy. And this was published September 4th, 2015. Almost exactly 2 years later, plus a month, okay? And this is the title of it. True Hebrew Israelites. Cornelius the Gentile, not Israelite. And the Spirit made him keep both videos up. So he had the truth in the beginning, and the truth was taken away from him. You see?
You have something, Apostle Gabar?
Yeah, with that Seattle snake, because I saw the.
We're gonna do a video. When I get the information, we'll get it. We might speak on that tonight, man. Most High brought judgment against you, man.
Yeah.
And that should put people in fear. Because he has a track record for getting with brothers, let him in. He gets with the woman.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the guy kicks him out. Then he jumps to another camp. Mm-hmm. He gets with a brother, gets the confidence of the brother, gets with the guy's woman, pops the woman. Yep. They kick him out. And then the Most High said, look, I'm going to do something to this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were saying that, pray for this guy, and it's on the site. Yeah, pray. Well, this is the book of Jeremiah 11 and 14. It says, therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them.
And you know what? That fool, he was in the great debate. You had the Hebrew war machine. He was in the crowd, putting his hands up, man.
Yeah, man.
Most High got you, man. And man, that, like I'm going to say it again, that put fear in my heart, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, this guy I usually listen to. I just listen to him for entertainment. David Carroll. Not that he's deep or anything, but he is entertaining. He says, I'm big on proverbs of old. Then he said, I have a proverb for you from the Ethiopians. He said, they say, if I talk to a person and he will not listen, let adversity teach him. You know, in the Ethiopian way they say it. He said, if I talk to someone, they do not listen, let adversity teach them. So adversity have taught you a lesson, Seattle Snake. Now you're trapped in that body, and you could have died. You fall 5 stories. You're supposed to be dead.
Well, the Most High made it where he wouldn't die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, give me Revelation 9. You know what I want, brother. They shall seek death and shall not find it. Most High got you in there, and you hoping for the missiles to come, man, so you can get the hell out that body. Hey, well, I'm going to say this, good for your ass, man. You know?
This is Revelation 9:6. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Now, that's talking about back there in World War I to get the understanding of the breakdown, but I'm going to use that precept, okay? Now, this right here is Acts 21:39. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. This is Acts 22:3. I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel. That was his master teacher, all right? And taught according to the perfect manner of the law. In other words, in Acts, I believe it's Acts 4, it says that the apostles were not learned men. Paul happened to be a learned man, meaning he went to school and he was actually taught the classic way to break down the laws and the prophets, okay? It says, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous toward the Most High, as ye all are this day. All right? Now you notice he said he was a Jew, right? Now when you go back to John 4, for salvation is of the Jews, to prove to you that term Jews referred to the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? Romans 11:1. I say then, have the Most High cast away his people? The Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite, referring to the 12 tribes, really 13, going back to 13 tribes, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. But then in Acts, he said he was a Jew. Because Jew is like a common term to talk about whether you're Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. Okay?
Yeah, plus it said Israel would become a byword. So Jew was like a four.
The Romans understood it. The heathens understood it. When they said you are a Jew. Actually, oh, wait a minute. Acts. Hold up.
Yeah, I mean, even among the Babylonians, you know, it says day of Jewry, you know. So basically, you know, that term was something, because they weren't going to sit down and say, look, you're from the tribe of Levi, you from, you know.
It's a byword.
Con.
And says the prophecy said the nation you shall become a byword. So that was like a forerunner, Jew. Now we're known as Negro, West Indian, Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I'm going to read up a couple of verses, all right? Because this well, I'm going to read it. It says, Acts 21:37, and as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief. Now, when I read that, it reminds me of that situation when we walked down to the precinct with that cop because they took the speaking device. And you said when you saw me, and I was talking to the cop, we were just talking, and you said it reminded you of the scripture right here, you know. It says, and as Paul, and as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto, right, because y'all were behind me, and I was side by side with the officer, which he was plain clothes, you know, and he was cool. He was an Edomite officer. Hey, we were just talking, man. And I got a ticket, and I went back, and we kept the camp going, you know. It says, I'm reading again, Acts 21:37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee, captain, meaning he was an authority, all right, in the Roman Empire. Canst thou speak Greek? So he was a Roman, because you had Romans that spoke Greek. Right. That's why historians still call it to this day the Greco-Roman Empire. Because a lot of things that the Romans did, they got from the Greeks. All right? It says, art not thou that Egyptian? That proves that Paul had to be a so-called black man, which before these days made us an uproar. Paul was known for getting uproars going, man. Getting stuff started, man. And led us out into the wilderness for 4,000 men that were murdered. That's a lot of murderers, man. 4,000 murderers. They were like, you can imagine a picture like, they wanted some tender white meat. They ain't talking about a woman either. They wanted a ton of flesh. Now Paul said, he corrected him. He said, but Paul said, I am a man which am